back to
Captain for Red 911.
welcome back to
Captain for
WFTDA.TV on Twitch. Twitch/WFTDA. You're watching day 2 of the 2018 JRDA World Cup. How
Yes.
about it, Nella?
Oh, Gretchen, we've already seen some incredible action. Starting off today, Australia versus Europe. We just saw that Australia moving on to face the number 1 seed. That's Team USA West at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. It's the game right after this one. And then
right.
Europe will play the runner-up of this game at 6:30 tonight.
Okay, so yeah, this is a medal round day. We're playing full 1-hour games, 2 30-minute periods. Just,
Yep.
WFTDA/JRDA rules in effect.
Yes, and so yesterday we saw that 30-minute play, and so I'm really excited to see how things shape up in the second half, Gretchen.
Well, sure, yeah.
Because so many questions went unanswered, really. That's sort of what the second half is. And some teams, Gretchen, are second half teams, we call them, where they can sort of rally back. They get that mental aptitude after going on a bit of a break and get to settle into their routine.
Right. And with these athletes in the prime of their adolescence, basically, you're not talking about getting tired. It's more the mental aspect of changing the game and making adjustments. And in the 30-minute format, that's a very difficult thing to do.
That's a really great point, because you also only had one timeout, and sometimes you need that just to catch your breath, and you're not able to really regroup mentally.
All right, well, Canada will be wearing the red, as has been their practice so far in this World Cup, and Great Britain will be in the white. Team Canada has amassed quite a nice record so far in the early going, and yesterday's competition, they were fairly successful. So Great Britain looking to punch up, if you will. For Great Britain, we've got 0-3, Wince Pie, 1-0, Gemma English, 1-4-3, Marnie Muvova, 15, Rolla Girl, 16, Rachel, 1606, Lady Macbeth, 162, May Cause Mayhem, 18, El Wolf, 22, Wizzy, 24, Lady Macbeth, 26, T-Breaks. You'll see them a lot on the track. 427, Boswin. 47 is SMOL, small. Number 8 is Giraffic Jam. And number 888 is Skelebell. Thank you for that, Nella. Lady Macbeth, number 24, is Team Great Britain's captain.
And for Team Canada, we have number 15, Candy Crusher, 16, Bloody Owl, number 222, Sarah Seidel, number 3, Goldie, 30, Rip and Roll Her, number 38, Black Belt Beauty, number 40, Depressor, 5151, Houdini, 52, Mad Child, number 56, Mac Daddy, number 65, Deja Vu, number 8, Kryptonite. Those last 3 skaters are triplets, by the way. Number 9, Reign of Terror, number 901, Crashity Jade, and number 911, your captain this game, Wolfblade Jr.
Okay. Trends that we've seen for each team as of yesterday's gameplay. You're going to see Marnie Muvova, 143, jamming quite a bit for Team Great Britain. And also T-Breaks. T-Breaks is
Yes.
probably the triple threat to be most concerned with on Team Great Britain. Can play for profit at almost any position.
I was just going to say, yesterday we saw her out there as the pivot multiple times, and the pivot coming into play here because both of these teams needing to use the star pass coming up to shorten those leads.
Yeah, T-Breaks out of the newborns, and Marnie Muvova out of the Hereford Poison Berries, representing their home leagues here in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. What a thrill.
And taking the line now for Team Canada with the Jammer Star, which is a maple leaf Team Canada wearing there, is Mac Daddy. You will hear her name a lot. She's been jamming. She jammed every single game yesterday as well, and there were six 30-minute halves total. So Mac Daddy out of Pile of Bones, misdemeanors.
And T-Breaks will be jamming for newborns, or for newborns. From newborns, T-Breaks will be jamming for Team Great Britain as we get underway. Our officials for this contest on the skates, head referee Judge Double Wapner, Tim the Ref, Stowe Nasty, Richie Cranium, Ty Fighter, also a junior derby player themselves, Scrim Reaper, Karma, and Lobo Cop, and our non-skating officials, head NSO Accidental Doll, Pterodactyl, Hannah, Mama Panda, Emma Goldmangle, Dano, Leia Flat, and Jack and Scotch. All right, we are now waiting for that signal to get the gameplay underway. This is game number 2 on the medal round of the 2018 JRDA World Cup.
And Gretchen, the winner of this team will go on to, or this bout rather, will go on to face USA East at 1:15.
Okay, and both USA teams in the 1 and 2 seeds going into this medal round. They're going to face some opposition. Team Canada certainly with some firepower, and they're going to look to make a statement here. But first lead jammer goes to Great Britain. That is T-Breaks.
And Mac Daddy out just about a half track behind. Now there was a track cut called on a Team Canada blocker, number 8, Kryptonite.
Okay, pack advantage going Great Britain's way. T-Breaks popping hard into the teeth of the Canadian defense. We'll see what the points are. There's 0 going up for Canada, and Jam Referees Consulting, 2 points for Team Canada.
First on the scoreboard, and also...
Excuse me, for Great Britain.
Right there on turn
3 points. 3 points. We are okay.
And that's why there's multiple referees with multiple vantage angles, because sometimes you just can't see that outside line there.
Okay. And so pack advantage going to Great Britain. That was a very speedy jam. Nella, we got Wolfblade Jr. on the line for Team Canada, looking outside now.
Oh, and he's out with lead.
Yeah.
Pack speeding up, though, and those blockers spreading out.
Rachel with the star for Team Great Britain, getting worked to the outside by Team Canada, and now a rollback by May Cause Mayhem on Wolfblade Jr.
Wolfblade Jr. out in front, and right now Rachel still trying to work through, but the pack is speeding up there going into turn 4.
Okay, Rachel still on the initial pass, and Team Great Britain focusing on defense right now. They're going to let Rachel try the Canadian defense on her own. That works to the favor of Wolfblade Jr. with another 5-point pass.
Rachel coming up on the straightaway there.
And in the inside defensive posture is Crashity Jane for Team Canada. Another standout for Team Canada throughout the play-in day, if you will, yesterday.
Yeah, one of their most reliable and counted-on blockers, although she did get into a little bit of penalty trouble yesterday as well, so something to watch out for.
One thing you notice in the pack, Lady Macbeth for Great Britain, continuing to make themselves available for the star pass, and there it is. Well-trained derby players all who have come to Feasterville to compete in this 2018 World Cup.
And that's the jam there. Wolfblade Jr. effectively shutting out Great Britain. That jam with a 19-point jam there. And we're seeing on the Twitch chat people saying amazing pack work. Couldn't say it better. These teams really started to gel even yesterday, and I do say the teams gelling even together. They are adapting to each other's play. This is going to be a really great matchup.
It is. Lady Macbeth, also of the Hereford Poison Berries. Now we're getting back to go to live action. That's Boswin on the line for Team Great Britain versus, once again, Death Nella, Mac Daddy for Team Canada.
And Mac Daddy chasing down Boswin there on turn 3.
Forearm penalty now being called on Team Canada. I believe that's Kryptonite. Nice move, Mac Daddy. Boswin getting hung up by some stingy Canadian defenders. Oh my, that was Houdini with that exit hit.
And dragged back by number 40 there, Depress Her.
Okay, 5 go up for Mac Daddy, and this is wide open gameplay right now. Here comes Boswin. That'll be 4 for Great Britain. Mac Daddy pushing it with good reason.
Mac Daddy collecting points despite not having lead. Looks like Boswin does want to run this one a little longer. Oh, and a big hit there.
Yeah, Boswin going to take what it can get right there, which the wise move. 3 more points. Okay, so a 7-point jam for Boswin of Great Britain. However, 13 go up for Mac Daddy.
And one question we also saw a lot in terms of skaters aging out. We are watching the Junior Roller Derby League here, association rather, skating, and this is the World Cup. So skaters aging out for Canada, number 3, Goldie. She's been really effective up at the top of the pack, providing that foremost blocker pressure. Number 3, Black Belt Beauty, who is also from Quebec, Canada. She's also the only French-speaking skater, and so the coaches actually talked to her in French to help her get through there. Number 99, Ruthless Reed, and number 815, Smacklemore, who was really intense on the jammer position yesterday.
Okay, and I have a Boswin. She hails from Hereford Poison Berries as well, just noting that. So the Poison Berries well represented on Team Great Britain here, as we have an official timeout being requested by the staff. Making sure, again, you know, as you can see, well, you can't quite see, and you're going too quickly. TIE Fighter.
Yes.
The story of the tournament in some respects, played in the JRDA Champs. And now he is officiating, and he announced yesterday as well. We're back to the live action.
And we have a drag back there by Teja Vu on the UK jammer. That's Lady Macbeth. Wolfblade Jr. now out with lead. Wolfblade Jr. hailing from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Lady Macbeth just breaking free of that tripod in the front. Pack moving quickly. We're back to the start line now. And Wolfblade Jr. is going to have to call Lady and Macbeth getting there quickly, but not quite quickly enough. It is a 3-0 jam in favor of Team Canada.
And Gretchen, one thing people at home can't necessarily see, but Canada and Great Britain fans all squished into one corner there. They're basically sitting across the aisle, and I think they're cheering for each other.
I think they really are. It's been a really nice atmosphere so far. Team Australia, Team Canada, and Team Great Britain all staked out the spectator space behind turns 3 and 4. Mac Daddy back to work for Team Canada. Out for lead jammer Marnie Move-Ova with the star now, taking it off, looking for a pass. Faking the pass now.
Big hit out there by number 888 Skellobell. That's Team Great Britain.
That's right. Also playing some defense back there is, let's see at the front of the pack. Now we've got a breakthrough through the pack on the part of Marnie Move-Ova.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a star stash. You are allowed to take the star off.
Oh, and Marnie might have picked up a point. Marnie got 2 at the end of that jam, coming in hot. Yeah, that was a very interesting interplay between Marnie Move-Ova and Gemma English on Team Great Britain. They faked the star pass a couple of times, looking to confuse or at least misdirect Team Canada's defense, and it worked.
Really great point. If you can split the focus now, so all of a sudden you have 2 skaters to worry about having that star, and that's obviously how you score points in roller derby. Get that star on your helmet.
It is. All right, we got Giraffic Jam. First time at the jam line for Team Great Britain. Popped to the inside. That gives Wolfblade Jr. room to move for Team Canada. It's another lead jam for Team Canada.
And now we're seeing the pack split up. And one thing we've also seen that's a bit more effective today is Team Canada staying together, providing that defensive pressure there.
Oh, yeah, without question. That's Crashity Jade again in the pivot position, holding the defensive position. Nonetheless, Giraffic Jam able to power through through. So that's an initial pass for Team Great Britain. It will force the call.
And Gretchen, we've seen a different jammer every jam for Great Britain. We might not see that same diversity on the Canadian line. I know we had Mac Daddy and Wolfblade Jr. sharing the bulk of the responsibility on the jam line yesterday, but of course those were 30-minute bouts.
Sure.
So now that could change up. We're also, we did get a question on the Twitch chat about bouts versus games. It's the same thing.
Yeah, at the beginning, I think bout was kind of an edgy term to use, and it was quickly adopted in the roller derby community in the late aughts, if you will, 09, 010, and into the early teens. Officially, it's an interchangeable, that's my understanding at least. I don't speak for anyone but myself. It's an interchangeable term. It can go either way, but some of us continue to like the term bout,
yes.
And it connotes a certain amount of pugilistic sense about it, which roller derby definitely is a full contact aggressive sport.
Definitely, yeah, it does really connect with the audience there, and we do have
that was a 1-0 jam in favor of Mac Daddy for Team Canada. Sorry to take our focus off the action for a second, but that was an interesting question, and it took our, it deserved an answer. Boswin forced the call off for Great Britain, getting through quickly. So right now, Team Canada with a comfortable lead, but Great Britain showing flashes of what they can do. So, right now is a critical part of the first period for the team in white. Great Britain now. Oh, and Wolfblade Jr. for Team Canada just showing some explosiveness there.
And we are seeing Lady Macbeth being able to move that blocking line. They're not really holding her down. She's able to push them, but now still working through on her initial pass.
That's right. That's a 5-point pass for Wolfblade Jr. Both teams with blockers in the penalty box. 2 for Team Great Britain, 1 for Team Canada. Wolfblade Jr. engaging again and just powering through. The defense was there. The defense was perfectly positioned. Now we have a star pass going to Rachel on the Great Britain side. So Wolfblade coming through on a third scoring pass will call the jam. How aware is Wolfblade Jr. that star pass occurred, Daniela?
I know. He's just been phenomenal. I've only seen him skate a little bit. I am from Canada, just for those at home who don't know that. And I've seen him skate once before. They did a bit of a workshop with some senior skaters, the Team Canada. He's just aware. And what I was also going to mention, he has a pretty signature style of calling off, too. He sort of taps up top and then quickly down at the bottom. So
yeah,
call-off style as well.
It's a repeated motion of hands to hips that the lead jammer can engage. And there we have a nice little bump out on Sarah Seidel, jamming for Team Canada.
She did make it into the jammer rotation yesterday as well. And partly because of that, she was able to pick up some leads yesterday, too.
Yeah, Marnie Muvova with the star for Great Britain, and just slapped out of the picture by Goldie. Goldie is rolling back Marnie Muvova now. That was a big hit. Goldie seems to like that action. We were joking yesterday that as long as you make contact in legal target zones, anything goes. You don't have to warn your opponent that you're getting ready to hit them.
And Goldie as well, aging out, so she's bringing her veteran experience as a junior, and really, that's what earned her the spot here on Team Canada.
Isn't that the truth? Okay, Sarah Seidel continuing to roll for profit on the Canadian side.
We do have a low block call assessed to number 40. That's Depressor from Canada.
Okay, Marnie Muvova still working on breaking the pack. Team Canada really locking down. Now, I think some of our viewers are catching. We have a star pass now to Gemma English on the English side. There's really sophisticated pack work going on here for Team Canada because they're not ignoring their offense entirely, but they are focusing on defense.
They didn't really have an opportunity to flex those offensive muscles yesterday, Gretchen, because it was such a defense-heavy play, especially when they were taking on Team USA East and West, and that's goes for any of the other countries taking on Team USA East and West. They had to really lock down their defense more.
Okay, that's a 19-point jam. That could be the biggest of the game for Sarah Seidel. Looking over at our producer, Bobby Narco, who is keeping track of all of the statistics. We appreciate that tremendously. You'll be hearing from Bobby later on in the day on WFTDA Twitch stream. We're back to the live action now. Giraffic Jam with the star for Great Britain and just bumped out by Deja Vu.
But Mac Daddy able to basically sail on by on the inside line. Now, of course, there is a pack advantage. Oh, no, the packs are even. We have 2 blockers apiece.
Yeah, it's a micro pack, as we like to say. The penalty box is teeming with anxious skaters. Mac Daddy's going to let it roll because they want to be able to get some of those players out of the penalty box. That's a 3-point pass for Giraffic Jam.
And Great Britain out first with that extra blocking support there provided by number 26 T-Breaks.
Yeah, nice defensive work by T-Breaks. As a matter of fact, Death Mellet, it basically stopped Mac Daddy's momentum, forced the call off. And that's a 4-4 jam. Good news for fans of Team Great Britain, stemming the momentum of Team Canada.
And we have a clear penalty box, too. I've been saying, Gretchen, that yesterday there were some parties in the penalty box. I think everyone just wanted to hang out there for a little bit.
Well, sure.
So maybe, I know that will be one of the notes these teams take back because, of course, yesterday in those 30-minute bouts, only 4 fouls apiece, and some skaters were fouling out.
Okay, Wolfblade Jr. out on the outside for Team Canada. Boswin getting the struggle from the Canadian pivot. Still working at the front of the pack, though.
Boswin coming up against Houdini at the back there and depress her.
Well, that's a 1-2 punch that we've seen a lot out of so far at this 2018 World Cup. In the meantime, Wolfblade Jr. engaging again, looking outside, one to beat.
Oh, scoots by number 888 there. That Skelobel trying to go in with that hit.
That's right. And you know, that's one thing that you don't see a lot of. These players are so well trained and you know, really know what they're doing. You don't see a lot of those sweeper moves that miss the jam.
Yes.
You know, and all of the teams that we've seen here have that capability. 14-point jam in favor of Wolfblade Jr. and Team Canada. If you're just joining us, this is the second game of the day in Medal Tuesday at 2018 JRDA World Cup. Team Canada in red, Team Great Britain in white.
And taking the line for Team Canada for the first time today is number 9, Raina Terror, hailing from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, but skates with Rocanville.
Okay, and Lady Macbeth with the star. Oh, but she's called off. Missing the it's a back block penalty called on Lady Macbeth. Power jam for Team Canada.
And Raina Terror, in her last game yesterday, a stellar scoring run with multiple 19-point jams. Let's see if she's going to create that magic again today.
Yeah, Raina Terror, I mean, maybe her name intimidates opposing teams. I'm not really sure, because the interesting thing is she's come in a like a relief jammer capacity and just throws up these huge numbers for Team Canada. Right now she's face-to-face with Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth teaming up with Rachel to knock her down, but she's able to recover.
And we have a low block call actually on number 2 for Lady Macbeth. Remember, Macbeth is jamming, Macbeth is blocking right now.
It's easy.
Oh, and that was a big swing and a miss there by number 3, Goldie.
Now we have Lady Macbeth out of the penalty box, through the pack, and that will force the call off. And there you go, Raina Terror with 14 so far, waiting to see if any more go up. Believe that will do it. Close out the scoring. Canada with a commanding presence right now, coming in as the solid number 3 seed in today's medal round.
Certainly, Gretchen. And one of the other things, as you mentioned, Reina Terra being brought in more of in a relief position, but Canada has a lot of jammer depth, so we'll see who else steps to the line, especially in the second half of this game.
Oh, sure, because you got to save your players. There's at
Yeah.
least one more game today. Now we've got a jammer penalty going on Mac Daddy for a forearm. This is an opportunity. Well, the star is off. Marnie Muvova took the star off, so she will be ineligible for lead jammer. We've got a 2-minute jam on the horizon.
And a chance to see how those blockers perform with the offensive to help their jammer, but also if they can slow down the scoring trips through the packs.
That's right. Right now they're trying to focus on holding off the Canadian pivot to create a no pack, and it does succeed.
But
now Marnie Muvova is through, puts on the star.
And there was a forearm call on Depressor and a multiplayer on one of the Great Britain skaters. That's Lady Macbeth. So now we have both teams with 3 jammers out there.
Yeah.
Or blockers. Right?
3 jammers. My goodness, Stella. That would be a revolutionary strategy, no doubt.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Both jammers are through. Marnie Muvova with points. They're not up on the scoreboard yet. Now they are 4-4. Team Great Britain, 4-4 Mac Daddy. It becomes a race. There is a distinct pack advantage right now for Team Canada, but Mac Daddy looking for the equalizer. She finds it and spins through at the front of the pack.
Well, now actually the pack is now even because there was a direction of play call against one of the Canada blockers. So they're just wheeling in and out of the penalty box right now.
At the front of the pack, Marnie Muvova engaging nice hammer and nail work between Depressor and Bloody L to impede Marnie Muvova's progress. And the jam will time out. And boy, when you can take a jammer penalty in the first 10 seconds and still go 14-8 on the jam,
and
that's impressive. Team Canada has come to play today.
Yeah, and that's 2 back-to-back 14-point jams for Canada. 3, actually, I'm being told by our wonderful producer, Bobby Narco.
Okay, so official timeout, or has it been charged to a team? Yes, Great Britain taking a moment to reassess. Well, either way this game works out, you'll be seeing more action from both of these teams today. Nella, if we can look that over real quickly, the team that prevails will go on to play USA East, which should be quite a game scheduled for 1:15. Eastern Daylight Time here in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. I'm not going to presume to list all of the available time slots depending upon, or time zones. So,
yes.
But it will be. It's scheduled for 1:15 Eastern Daylight Time.
And of course, the runner-up in this game will go on to face, I believe that's Team Europe at 6:30 tonight.
Well,
no, not 6:30.
No, there's been a
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Eastern Daylight again for the 5th place game. That the runner-up in this one will be playing for 5th place against the runner-up from the first game. That is correct. And then after the top seed games go off, there will be a little bit of a break in order for the runners-up there to play for 3rd place.
Yes.
At 4:45 EDT. That's when that is scheduled. And then the championship game scheduled for 6:30 EDT today. So we have an enormous amount of JRDA World Cup action to bring you today. We're back to the action now. Sarah Seidel jamming for Canada, Giraffic jam for Great Britain.
Sarah Seidel trying to work up at the front of the pack, trying to get by that last blocker, but Giraffic
friendly
jam.
fire taking down Giraffic jam, and now being alertly rolled back by Teja Vu. Lead jammer Sarah Seidel.
Teja Vu, though, skating way up there instead of slowing down, putting the brakes on, and gets a penalty called.
Okay, well, aggressive defensive play. There's nothing to be ashamed of there. We do have a lead jammer. We have points on the board for Sarah Seidel, but Giraffic Jam into the pack, making direct contact. Now Goldie sees to it that she will not proceed.
But she gets a forearm call, taking Goldie to the penalty box.
Well, Giraffic Jam negotiates the pack, and that is 4 points for Team Great Britain. Again, Team Canada with 2 blockers in the penalty box.
That's likely why Sarah Seidel is trying to run this a little longer, also picking up another 4 points.
Yeah, and Giraffic Jam doing a nice job seeing Sarah Seidel in her peripheral vision and taking her to the outside.
Well, jammers or blockers, they just have the privilege of scoring points, so you can put on that action there and make those hits.
And a swing and a miss on the part of Mad Child. So Giraffic Jam rolling and controlling right now, despite the fact that she is not lead jam.
And Teja Vu back out there, as you could see, doing her job right at the top of the pack.
All right.
That's the jam. There's a lot that happened there.
That's an
I know I say that. I know I said that a lot, but when we talk about just the penalty calls and the recycling that we were seeing as well, when we talk about recycling, or also known as reforming, it's when you knock a jammer out and you're able to get together once again as a wall or as a team with your blockers. And Teja Vu, as I mentioned, is puts on the pressure there right at the top of the pack. But one thing I have noticed too is that she continues skating, which really stretches out the pack and create a no pack, no situation.
All right. Wolfblade Jr. jamming for Team Canada. Boswin for Team Great Britain. Boswin continues to move. That's one of the things that can be a little frustrating as a derby skater is when the whistle blows, that doesn't necessarily stop play. And a lot of times you'll hear a whistle blow and you'll see a skater momentarily, pause. And unfortunately, now we do have blocking with the head called on Boswin. She will have to report to the penalty box. Power Jam Team Canada.
Boswin getting in a bit of penalty trouble yesterday as well during those 30-minute bouts, but he's been an intense pressure for all the defensive players.
All right. Rolling. Wolfblade Jr. You see the Canadian pack trying to slow down to give Wolf as many opportunities as possible to pass, and that will be a 5-point pass. All right, the power jam is over. Here comes Boswin, still working on the initial pass, but with the 30-second rest, maybe some additional energy.
And she's really pushing. She's so strong. That's the one thing. She's a powerhouse jammer.
Yes.
And when Britain calls on her, that's what it's about.
And so we have a call off. Boy, that's a big jam. Boswin with 3 points, though, despite that trip to the penalty box. And so 24 now on the jam for Team Canada. 6 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in this first period.
And it looks like Canada will be calling on Reina Terror.
Well, that should strike fear into the hearts of opponents, I tell you. I haven't seen Reina Terror on a non-productive jam, I don't believe, in the last 3 games for Team Canada. Hope you're enjoying the action. Any questions you have, hit us up on the Twitch chat. We'll be reviewing those at halftime to the extent possible, and maybe we can have some answers for you as the second period of play begins. Okay, official timeout now is over. Lady Macbeth with the star for Team Great Britain. And Reina Terror again with the star for Team Canada.
Right now, Reina getting into trouble there at the back of the pack, and that leaves Lady Macbeth open to clinch lead right at the top of the pack.
Okay, positive step for Team Great Britain, and Lady Macbeth quickly into the pack. Look at how quickly Canada responds, though, trying to speed up the action. and a call off is made.
But what a momentum change there. That was Great Britain's first lead in 12 jams. So having that action could set off some more leads for Great Britain.
Absolutely, 2-0 on the jam. And I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Cooler.
No.
Nella?
Sorry.
Well, we'll talk about that in the break. But I think Canada is sending the cooler to the jam line right now. If I'm not mistaken, this is Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy will be taking on Marnie Movova for Team Great Britain. And there we go. That's what I meant. Cooling the momentum. Mac Daddy up to the challenge right now.
But coming up against Houdini, recycled back, Mac Daddy cutting through Great Britain's wall. They try to reform. You're seeing that there. Now possibly providing that offense for their jammer.
Marnie Movova made the spin move, thought that she was in the clear, but Team Canada's defense reforming at the front of the pack so well. Now we've got Gemma English running offensive interference, but you see Team Canada, they just keep getting to the front of the pack despite Gemma English's best efforts.
Great Britain providing really great skill on skates, the agility and the ability that these skaters have. But you are seeing, Gretchen, you're right, they're just not reforming quite fast enough once that jammer gets through.
Well, they have to focus on the defensive end, too, because Mac Daddy is, she'll take the attention of a blocker. Mac Daddy will call it off, and that was a big jam. 5 more go up, a 20-point jam in favor of Team Canada. So Team Canada right now up by 150. For those of you unfamiliar with the sport, 150 is a large lead. However, 50 points have been scored in junior competition in one jam.
I believe you spoke with a skater who set that record, Gretchen.
I actually did. Logan Childs, who has now aged out of junior competition, but just barely, and was actually here during the championships tournament to announce a couple of games. So, all right, we have an official review being requested on the Team Canada side.
And that allows a coach to challenge a call or a non-call made by the officials. And honestly, we should mention, I don't think we've had a chance yet to talk about our officials.
Well, let's say they can always get as much love as we can stand. That came out wrong. I didn't mean anything derogatory. No, our head referee is Judge Double Wapner, Tim the ref, and Stone Nasty, Richie Cranium, Thai Fighter, the Derby Renaissance person, not only a skater in the championships, but an announcer here at World Cup, Scrim Reaper, Karma, and Lobocop. How about our non-skating officials, Nella?
That's Accidental Doll, Pterodactyl, Hannah, Mama Panda, Emma Goldmangle, Dano, Leia Flat, and Jack and Scotch.
Okay, we've just been held to a little bit of statistical gold from our producer, Bobby Narco. It kind of tells the story of this first half. As far as lead jammers go, Canada with 13, Great Britain with 3. There was one jam without a lead. Now, we've got a lead jammer, though, coming out of the pack. T-breaks for Team Great Britain.
And what did I say? You could see that momentum swing. Once you start getting a lead under your belt, start coming out with confidence. Big hit out there on number 3, Goldie.
Yeah, T-breaks coming in hot. And that's one of the interesting things. One of the common penalties at the lower levels of gameplay is back blocking to the back. And that's one of those situations where T-breaks made contact with Goldie on turn 2. Kind of it'd be nice if we could see a replay. But coming in hot on the offense, but it wasn't a back block. A lot of times you would hear a fan in the stands say, "Oh, come on, that was back block." No, you have to make contact between the shoulder blades in order for the back block to occur, and that was contact with the side of the body, which is a legal contact zone.
And we have Wolfblade Jr. out in front with the Maple Leaf Star. And Boswin out there for Great Britain.
Okay, Boswin pushing at the front. The two-person formation for Team Canada. Boswin makes quick work of that. Through the pack now. Wolfblade, though, on a scoring pass, stood up by Gemma English. And, boy, just taking the contact and being able to react. That is becoming one of the most important skills in this sport, Nella, is you're going to get hit, but it's a question of, are you going to let it affect your trajectory?
Exactly. You need to be able to control where you're going, what you're doing, hunker down and counter even. You've seen those a couple times too here at the JRDA World Cup, where an explosive hit comes in by a blocker, but then they're the ones who actually feel the force of it.
You're donating momentum to the opposing skater in some respects. I mean, physics apply very much so. I couldn't explain them if you paid me, but they certainly do. And if you know how to react, it works. All right, Lady Macbeth. Ooh, did she stay? No.
Gets a cut track.
Jam referee right there. She was stepping out of bounds, basically guessing wrong, and now Great Britain losing their pivot as well.
That was to a forearm call. That allows number 9, Reina Terror, to get lead. This is her second lead, actually, also from the Britain blocker jammer being in the penalty box.
Reina Terror with the superior speed there coming out of turn 2, able to slide underneath the Great Britain defense. Now it's 3-on-3 in the pack. You're seeing Bloody L in the pivot position running some offensive assistance.
But Reina Terra able to slice through the arms of those blockers, which they'll have to drop.
Now, Lady Macbeth with a little bit of lightning out of the penalty box as well, quickly completing the initial pass.
Sometimes I say it's like you get to fuel up on your energy when you're sitting in the box.
And how about that? Lady Macbeth has passed all the blockers, but getting back up to the front of the pack and tossing Lady Macbeth to the infield is Kryptonite, Deja Vu. It appeared a forearm call was made, but no skater leaving the track.
Reina Terror continuing her multi-scoring jams that we've seen so far.
That's right. Now this time, Lady Macbeth alertly ceding position to Kryptonite.
And we do have a direction of play call on number 162 from Great Britain. That's May Cause Mayhem. And it's funny that you confuse Deja Vu and Kryptonite. They're part of the triplets.
Okay. Well, I feel better, and their numbers are quite similar as well. So, all right, one half in the books. Team Great Britain now, they get some time to think about their first half. Some very positive developments. However, Team Canada showing why they're the number 3 seed.
Exactly, Gretchen. And as you said, if Team Great Britain is able to go now into the locker room and really reassess how they're going to form up and tighten down the defense, we could see a winning second half, right? Because sometimes winning the second half is simply doubling or tripling the score from the first.
And holding your opponent down. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we'll find out exactly what is in store for period number 2, because as we said, yesterday was all 30-minute games. Now we're going to see a little bit more endurance and how this all plays in. So thank you for joining us at the 2018 JRDA World Cup. I'm Gretchen Little. This is Death Nella, and we'll be back with period number 2 in just a little bit. Welcome back to Medal Tuesday at the 2018 JRDA World Cup from Feasterville, Pennsylvania. Glad that you're watching us on twitch.tv/WFTDA. We're having a great time bringing this action to you. I'm Gretchen Little. Death Nella, we have some statistics from the first period here.
We sure do. Our producer, Bobby Narco, putting together all the numbers for us. So Canada in with some really high-scoring jams. So number 5-6, that's Mac Daddy, scoring 61 points and 7 jams. Number 9-1-1, Let's just see here. Wolfblade Jr., 89 points in 7 jams. Then Great Britain, number 2-6. That's T-Break, scoring 8 points in 2 jams, but their top scorer, number 427, Boswin, with 14 points. And there we see Team Canada doing their
Well,
pre-game
that brings
ritual.
up something. We really appreciate you joining us for this coverage. And one of the cool things about the Twitch format is it does allow the interactivity.
Yeah.
And we had gotten a couple of comments at the close of the first period regarding Boswin. And I will tell you, we were provided some inconsistent information with respect to pronouns for Boswin. I wanted to, Boswin does identify as male. He, him are his pronouns. And we appreciate you at home bringing that to our attention so that we, we're inclusive here. We certainly understand that intentional or even negligent misgendering is just not something that we want to be involved in. And I feel bad personally that that issue came up in the first period, but it has been addressed. And I actually spoke with the Great Britain coaching staff and with Boswin himself at halftime, and I believe we're good to go. He gave me a thumbs up. So thank you at home for being on top of it, and we're getting ready to bring you the second half. Here we go, Death Nella.
We have Mac Daddy on the line, and Lady Macbeth out there fighting through the Canadian wall, getting by number 1-6 there. So Mac Daddy with lead, Pack speeding up here into turn 2.
Okay, scoring pass for Mac Daddy, playing catch up now. Oh, outside is good to Mac Daddy, and Canada coming out looking to run the jam.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it does make a certain amount of sense. With this kind of a lead, the fewer jams there are, the more likely you maintain the lead.
And look at that, Mac Daddy actually just skirting by Lady Macbeth, who tried to take her path but couldn't.
That's right. I mean, Lady Macbeth scoring points right now. We pop back to Mac Daddy, but Lady Macbeth does put up 4. Now we have the call off, so extending the jam does work to the benefit of Team Canada as 3 more points go up, I believe. Yep, 3 more, 225. Team Canada, 55. Team Great Britain.
And here we have Wolfblade Jr. stepping up with on the line with the star. And for Team Great Britain, we'll see there the number on her cuff.
Yeah, this is going to be Gemma English, normally playing in the pivot position, but Gemma has taken the star on occasion for Team Great Britain and made good use of it. So looking inside is Gemma English, but outside Wolfblade Jr., lead jammer Canada.
I was just going to say Gemma English, such a strong pivot and blocker, and now applying that same strength as a jammer, Wolfblade Jr. And
He's sent off.
Gets
that
a low
was
block.
a low block coming into the track. So we've got a 2-minute jam now. Wolf had been lead jammer. So Gemma English now looking to get through.
And that's what happens sometimes on those attempted apex jumps. If you don't make it and a blocker is already established there, you could get called on a penalty.
Yeah, which is exactly what we saw there. Now Gemma English fighting, taken down. One thing that you see at this level of play, though, the skaters generally are not down for very long. Depressor holding the inside line. That's something that Depressor's been very strong with defensive pack work all tournament long.
Well, I was talking with Team Canada just yesterday, and they said that their specialty is staying together as a... Oh, we have a cut track called
on.
We
saw it on the outside line of the straightaway. 1 foot went out, so now the power jam goes the other way. Neither jammer can stop the action. 33 seconds to go.
And we've seen this back and forth, back-to-back flip-flopping jammer penalties in the first half in multiple games yesterday as well.
Yeah, Wolfblade Jr. asking for a specific offensive sweep as Team Canada sets up a 4-person box and then pinches in.
This is also only the second jam in the entire bout that has gone to 2 minutes so far.
that is interesting. So the Jammers have been in control of the situation for the most part. Here we go now, though. This one does expire, and another big jam for Team Canada. 20 points go up, courtesy of Wolfblade Jr.
And we have number 222, that's Sarah Seidel, out for Canada. And I believe that's 2-6 tea breaks.
Tea breaks, again, one of the stalwarts on the Great Britain side, able to switch from pivot to jammer either way, making an impact, and there she goes, lead jammer for Great Britain.
But Sarah Seidel pushing by Giraffic Jam out on the outside, gets through on her initial.
Tea breaks just overpowers a well-positioned Team Canada defense. Crashity Jade really had superior position on the inside of turn one, and Tea breaks just came in very quickly, made a spin, and was able to actually use that spinning momentum to propel Crashity Jade away from the boundary line.
Isn't
and
that
make
something,
her way through? Yeah.
Gretchen, when you're able to use the opposing blockers to your advantage, it's quite nice.
And 4 points greatly awarded. Okay, Boswin on the line now for Team Great Britain. Mac Daddy for Team Canada.
And yes, Team Canada, we've talked about the Maple Leaf.
Oh!
But that will be an illegal contact call on Mac Daddy.
And Boswin is out in lead for Team Great Britain. 4-3 pack advantage going in Great Britain's favor. Boswin engaging now, getting some offensive assistance from Marnie Muvova.
Just flies over the apex there. A big roar from the crowd in the Great Britain corner.
And looking for more now. Here we go. Yeah, Marnie Muvova again leading the offensive charge for Team Great Britain. Oh, Boswin wriggling into turn three.
Well, it looks like his blockers weren't really too concerned about trying to help him. They're more concerned about Mac Daddy now coming around turn four.
Well, and Mac Daddy with a full track load of momentum is through on the initial pass. Boswin now is requested to call by the coaching staff, but that's a, points going up for Team Canada. 8 for Boswin and Team Great Britain. And I believe that was an initial pass for Team Canada. The question is whether the call was made in time, and well, we'll wait to see. Team Great Britain's fans are starting to pump these stands here at the Sportsplex.
They're a full percussion team, and we do have Wolfblade Jr. out first. Meanwhile, Lady Macbeth also getting by really quickly in that jam.
Yeah, quickly through the pack. Now Wolfblade Jr. running into May Cause Mayhem. 4 go up for Wolfblade Jr., and that's a more traditional jam, the 4-point hit and quit. But yeah, Great Britain in the early going in the first period doing a superior job of getting their jammers through the pack initially, and it's limiting Canada's scoring opportunities. So you take positives every step of the way, and as we said before, these skaters are going to be able to take some of the lessons they're learning here back to their home leagues, and everybody's going to be the better for it.
Junior roller derby is just going to be propelled forward, just like number 222, Sarah Seidel there on the inside.
Propelling forward, no doubt. T breaks getting stuck now in the back of a pretty intensive defensive formation. Rip and roller bumps her to the inside.
But Sarah Seidel is well knocked to the inside. Doesn't have to go quite as far.
That's right. Now, that foot went out. We're going to wait and see. Yes, the track cut is called on Sarah Seidel. So it's a power jam in favor of Team Great Britain. Big exit hit dealt out by Rip and Roller on T-breaks.
And now she's coming up on the line. Once again, you're seeing the Great Britain blockers waiting, I guess, for a call for offense instead. A little bit more passive, but it worked there. T-Break's able to get by no problem.
Well, you know, a couple of years ago, the passive offense was a thing much more than it is now, but the philosophy behind it is still somewhat, valid. That, you know, you force a no-pack call, or at least try to, and the blockers have to disengage. But, all right, here comes T-Breaks now. Bumped out again by
Rip and Roller.
Yeah. Wow, the power jam is over. Sarah Seidel threw 4 points, 5 to be precise.
And we're going the full 2. There's still 26 seconds left in the jam.
Oh, and T-Breaks just, everybody has a nemesis, and in this jam, I think Rip and Roller is the nemesis of T-Breaks. That goes 5 more for Team Canada now as Sarah Seidel threw the pack again.
We do have one less blocker out there for Team Canada. Black Belt Beauty called on a track cut.
Okay, and T-Breaks with the star off. That will do it. And despite the jammer penalty there, Deathnella, a 15-4 jam in favor of Team Canada.
And Gretchen, it's great that you mentioned that because we saw this from Team Canada yesterday too. They collected a number of jammer penalties, still able to outscore their opponents. So that speaks to the defensive work of their blockers.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, Team Canada, earned their 3 seed yesterday. And here we go. Reign of Terror with the star for Team Canada. And again, this is Gemma English pushing the front of the pack for Team Great Britain.
Oh, gets knocked out there by Teja Vu and dragged back by Crashity Jade.
Yeah, that's the old hammer and nail using your teammate.
We do have a track cut penalty on number 9, Reign of Terror. She'll take a seat in the penalty box. As we talked about, though, Canada used to having, I don't want to say used to, but, this is not necessarily an uncommon issue, a jammer penalty.
Okay, Gemma English, one to beat up front, but that one is Teja Vu now getting some help from Crashity Jade, and they are able to force Gemma out of bounds. All right, back at the start line now.
And we have Reign of Terror out of the penalty box, making a big swoop there, coming into turn 1.
Boy, face-to-face blocking right now. Again, Crashity Jade holding on to the inside. Gemma English just digging in and pushing. And on the outside, Reign of Terror out of the penalty box completes the initial pass.
Yes, moving very quickly around the outside there.
Reign of Terror puts up 5. More on the way, one would think.
Oh, and we've just switched out jammer penalties here. A track cut called on Gemma English.
Yeah, and boy, with 26 seconds to go in this jam, Gemma just now sitting down, making it to the penalty box. That penalty will continue into the next jam. Reign of Terror throwing up one of these big jams again.
Oh, but does not quite make that apex attempt.
Yeah, well defended there by May Cause Mayhem. Well, she
picks up 4 points, so there was a no-earned pass there.
That's right. And, there again, you talk about the Derby IQ. That was very smart on Reign of Terror's part to be able to appreciate the fact that she would only obtain a no pass, no penalty or incomplete pass rather than a cut track penalty. So she just kept moving forward rather than rolling back.
Yeah, rather than having to completely fight through the pack once more. We are learning, though, that or rather maybe not. We'll see what happens there.
Okay, power jams start now in favor of Team Canada. Gemma English standing and now released from the penalty box. But up at the front, it will be Sarah Seidel, lead jammer for Team Canada.
Meanwhile, Gemma English showing her strength, just bowling over those Canadian blockers, getting through on her initial.
That's right, limiting the damage that Sarah Seidel may do. 4 points do go up to Team Canada, but Team Canada choosing to run the jam. Gemma English makes the run on the inside and is going to take the better part of discretion and roll back. There would be an argument to be made that she would have cut the track. Hard to say.
It's hard to say from where we're situated. And
exactly. There's a big offensive blow dealt out by Giraffic Jam for Team Great Britain.
Yeah, and taking that would be Rip and Roller.
Now Giraffic Jam playing defense up at the front, but just wedging through is Sarah Seidel. Another big jam for Team Canada.
A lot of trust being placed in the blockers, and rightly so at this point. We're seeing Rip and Roller bridging.
Star pass on the Great Britain side to Giraffic Jam now.
Giraffic Jam, one of their most played jammers in the first few bouts of yesterday, but there was a low block call on
Giraffic
Jam, and she has the star, so that is now a power jam situation for Team Canada.
Yeah, bad luck for Team Great Britain, and this will be another one that extends into the next jam as we have 10 seconds to go on the jam clock. Sarah Seidel with no real need to call off the jam. She will. 5 more points go up, and Team Canada at 300.
So Gretchen, I'm sure her coaches wanted her to call it off just so that they could get a little bit of extended power start time. Now, I do want to mention that the white pivot, this happened 2 jams ago, that's Team Great Britain's number 24, Lady Macbeth, has fouled out of the game. So we will not be seeing Lady Macbeth back on the track for this bout.
Okay, that's, well, you know, when you're playing a team that has as many weapons as Team Canada, it may, you know, sometimes it's just that will happen. You want to do your best. You want to prevent the points from going up. You want to prevent them from getting superior position, and as a result, you might extend your physicality a little bit.
Yes, and also just adjusting to other people's play. The officials as well, different every bout, which is good. You're getting a different set of eyes on you too, which could catch some of those nasty habits as well that are possibly building. Now we are learning that each team this half has already incurred 3 jammer penalties apiece, or you could look at it positively, 3 power jams apiece for your team, depending how you want to see it. Thank you, Bobby Narco.
That is true. We have an official timeout now in effect.
We do want to mention that the Twitch chat is very active today, so thank you for joining us live. The 2018 JRDA World Cup, we're coming to you from Feasterville, Pennsylvania, so we are Eastern time over here. And one of the okay, it looks like we're back into play, but we will talk about those uniforms. I know that the lots of chat about them.
Yeah,
just some of the intricacies on both teams.
Yeah, you don't notice it necessarily so much except from certain angles on the telecast. But all right, we're back to action. Giraffic Jam in the penalty box for Great Britain. Mac Daddy for Team Canada is lead jammer.
Yeah, she spun out of that one, able to just roll off her blockers and then the opposing blockers. But we do have Giraffic Jam now back out for Great Britain, coming out with intensity.
Boy, I'll say, in the pivot for Team Great Britain was intense in their defensive stance against Mac Daddy as well.
Both teams just love to skate on this surface. They pick up speed so quick. Now they're stopped in the straightaway going into turn 2.
Yeah, that's
turn
right.
1.
That's Rachel with the pivot stripe for Team Great Britain. And again, stands up Mac Daddy. That'll force the call off. Giraffic Jam sprung from the penalty box, got through very quickly, and actually put up 3 for Team Great Britain.
Yes, and does help, when I say does help, but Team Canada blockers also going to the penalty box at, pretty frequently in both halves of the game. Teja Vu sitting there now with a forearm penalty. Not sure what number she's at, but we will keep an eye on that too. We still have almost 14 minutes left in the game.
That's right. Boswin with the star for Team Great Britain, but Wolf Blade Jr. having a great game for Team Canada. Now being chased by Boswin, however. It is a pack advantage in favor of Great Britain, 4-3.
And right now, both walls not really coming together, trying to take on the jammers solo. Oh, Canada able to knock out Boswin there on the outside.
And on the inside as well. stymieing Boswin's progress. Wolfblade Jr. at the front of the pack, though. Ooh, almost a spin move at the rearward portion of the pack. Through at the front, 5 for Team Canada. Now Boswin has 1 to beat. I think Boswin's passed each Team Canada blocker about 4 times. However, he'll only get 1 point, as you only get 1 point per pass per blocker. There go 4. Yep, 4 for Team Great Britain.
And a hard fought 4 as well. Boswin showing his strength and stamina throughout this competition, Gretchen.
Sure. All right, a call off by Wolfblade Jr. 3 more go up for Team Canada.
And we did learn a little bit about Boswin earlier from the Twitch chat. He's off to university going into the next year and will be studying astrophysics. I feel like that's going to really help with roller derby, right?
I believe
so.
Talk about a mutually beneficial area of focus. My goodness. Yeah, you can bring some of that quantum theory to pack formation, and back to the action. I'll stop being metaphysical. Lady Macbeth for Team Great Britain versus Reign of Terror for Team Canada. Lady Macbeth pushing the front of the pack.
And she's almost getting out, coming up against that wall. Reign of Terror hops over Great Britain, swings by their pivot, Giraffic Jam, and grabs, not lead, an initial pass.
Well, you got to give Giraffic Jam an enormous amount of credit there, because she was harassing Reign of Terror at the rear of the pack and then anticipated her move to the front of the pack and almost stopped her, forcing the call off. Now Lady Macbeth does get through.
So that call off by Reign of Terror, because lead was assessed a little late. Sometimes that does happen. The jammer referees aren't sure maybe at first, so they signal initial pass with their arms. That's their arms waving. And then their big L, as I like to say. I used to do cheerleading, and that was one of the arm formations. So there's a little bit of cross work there between cheerleading and roller derby. Who would have known?
Well, you know, many leagues do have cheerleaders. It's been a thing for a long time. Mac Daddy now with the star. Lead jammer for Team Canada. Boswin fighting the pack for Team Great Britain. Oh, he's called for a forearm, so, oh no.
That appears to have been a forearm call on Canada, number 3-8 there.
My bad. The jam referee was mimicking the call. Here we go now. Into the pack, scoring pass. Mac Daddy held to the outside. 4 points go up for Boswin. 4 already up for Team Canada.
And that was number 4-7 Small from Great Britain doing that handiwork. We do have a forearm call on Mac Daddy, sending her to the penalty box. A power jam for Team Great Britain.
And Great Britain again holding back, looking for that no-pack call. Big punch out there by Houdini will stop Boswin's progress. Here comes an offensive formation for Great Britain. Canada doing a very good job getting to the front of the pack, though. Another bump out.
There's pack advantage here for Great Britain. The penalty box teaming with red right now. Meanwhile, Rip and Roller is now out of the penalty box for Canada and released right after her, Mac Daddy.
Yeah, that was Black Beauty with the last rollout now, and with the pivot stripe for Team Canada.
And Great Britain is still looking for that first double-digit jam of the game for them.
Well, Boswin is through on the inside. That will be 5 for Team Great Britain. So they are on 9 now. Mac Daddy out of the penalty box gets 8 more. Boswin bumped to the outside and will run the jam. Still 5 seconds to go. Mac Daddy taking not taking the chance is what I should say.
But did pick up 5 points there for her efforts.
Amazing.
Boswell stopped at 9. Still a great run for Britain. But as we learned from Bobby Narco here, our producer, Great Britain still hasn't seen that double-digit jam. So maybe that's what's left here in the last 8.5 minutes of the game.
Okay, 91 for Team Great Britain in the white. 3-4-5 for Team Canada in the red. Penalty box currently empty, Deathnella.
Wow. No one wanted to party for once.
All right, Lady Macbeth with the star for Team Great Britain, pushing the front of the pack, and it's Sarah Seidel for Team Canada.
Rip and Roller just sticking like glue to Lady Macbeth right now.
Yeah, really top-notch skate work by Rip and Roller, able to dig those edges in and really, be an immovable force. Here we go now, though. Taken down is Sarah Seidel, but Sarah Seidel, the opening was there for a brief second, able to get through.
And right now, Great Britain without a pivot out there, although she is set to be released very soon. So could we see a star pass? No, it looks like Lady Macbeth out.
An exit hit. We have a whistle.
It's a forearm call.
Okay.
So we have 2 Great Britain blockers out in the penalty box. That really thins out their offensive pressure that they can apply.
Yeah.
While Sarah Seidel looking to call for more points around turn 3 there.
Rachel back on the track in the pivot position for Great Britain, but now working defensively. Here we have, Lady Macbeth just finding every defender, or more specifically, the defenders for Canada are finding her.
Gretchen, what we saw there was the white pivot setting herself up in the right position to accept that star there. Unfortunately, the jam was called off before that could happen, but that's the other thing. Yes, you have that play in your pocket. You can't always use it, especially as you saw the pivot acting defensively. There was no room for her to be able to get in front, and you want to be in front. Otherwise, it's just you fighting through the same blockers.
That's right. Okay. Pack advantage, Team Canada, 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the contest. Through the pack, Houdini.
First time out jamming this game. She did jam a number of bouts yesterday as well. She's a powerful impact skater. We do have number 22 out there for Team Great Britain. That's Wheezy. I know she's got plenty of fans out in the crowd. I heard them chanting her name in some of yesterday's bouts as well. Her first time out there.
Okay. Well, running into a defensive wall is Wizzy, and oh my, body's flying at the front, and we've got a cutting the track penalty going on Houdini, so Wizzy is through. It's a power jam in favor of Team Great Britain, and definite pack advantage.
You can hear their percussion section, their drummers just pounding the bleachers right now.
Okay, that's 5 so far for Team Great Britain. Great Britain slowing down the pack, giving Wizzy as many chances to hit it as possible.
And once again, the friendly Canadians keeping each other company in the penalty box. We do have the jammer standing, but there's only 2 blockers out there for Canada. Oh, and look at that. As soon as I said it, Bloody Al switching with Mad Child. But Houdini is now out, so points can be scored. And
there's that double-digit jam for Team Great Britain. Takes them over the 101. And still time remaining. Houdini is out of the penalty box already with 10 points. So it's even in the jam. Another big shot by Teja Vu. Rolls back Wizzy. Forearm penalty now called on Team Canada. No, it's going against a Great Britain
blocker. Number 4.
Yes. Okay. Wizzy on a scoring pass, as is Houdini. Neither jammer can stop the action. That will do it. The clock does. 14 go up for Canada. Now an additional 5 are added, so 19. Waiting for clarification on Team Great Britain. Yes, 3 more on the final scoring pass.
Gretchen, that was a phenomenal job by Great Britain there. Not only taking advantage, of course, of the power jam, but also taking advantage of the fact Team Canada just loves that penalty box so much this half, I've noticed. Every time I'm looking over, I sneak a peek of all 3 chairs filled there. And that is really what you want to do, to swing those big multi-scoring jams.
Yeah. official timeout now on the track. As you can see, let's check and see on the Twitch chat. Somebody's mentioning 101 Dalmatians. I'm not sure that I am privy to that conversation.
But we did want to chat very briefly about the uniforms. So I can give you a little bit of insight into the Team Canada ones. They were designed by Coach Scarlett, and they do feature plaid, a maple leaf up on the helmet, the cover.
Plaid's sort of like the old style hunter's jacket.
Yeah,
and,
lumberjacks.
Yeah, there you go.
And then on Team Great Britain, that beautiful design on the front incorporates the pride flag.
It does. It is lovely. And we saw one question: how long is a game? A regulation game is 2 30-minute periods. So this is the second period. There's 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go. Clock stoppages are available on either side. We got Rachel jamming for Great Britain. Raina Terror, lead jammer for Team Canada.
Picks up a high block call.
Oh, the wrinkles just got wrinkly. And now Rachel is lead jammer, and Raina Terror just now sitting in the penalty box. The 30-second penalty will start. Scoring pass for Rachel.
I think Raina Terror may have also felt that impact. And that's the thing with Derby. You don't have to, it's not about intent. If you have that contact and it impacts the game in some way, you will still be called for that penalty if it wasn't a legal contact.
That's right. At the front of the pack, Goldie fighting off Rachel.
And this is the first lead jam for Great Britain in 8 jams. First chance to control the game, and they do just that. They didn't quite ice the jammer in the penalty box. They did let Raina Terror get back on, but they were able to score and leave Canada scoreless, and I haven't seen that in a while.
5-0. That's right. And, which is exactly what you want to see at this level and at this venue. Teams are not going to give up. They're playing for their fans. They're playing for their countries. They're playing for all of you watching at home, wherever that may be. And we're excited to bring it to you. This is the 2018 JRDA World Cup. We got Boswin jamming for Great Britain, Houdini for Team Canada.
Takes a spill, though, on that straightaway and gets dragged back by Team Great Britain. She's now out of frame, but she'll be coming back in soon.
But again, Team Canada just so quick to get to the front of the pack. Here is Houdini sliding through, lead jammer, Team Canada.
And now Boswin working forward, and he is making forward progression, but that wall, there we go, gets by on turn 3 using the quick apex jump.
Okay, Houdini with 4 points now with 1:28 to go. She may decide to call it. Boswin going low, getting through. 4 points, Team Great Britain.
Big move by Boswin. Looks like Houdini is now chasing Boswin.
Yeah, you see the packs resetting. Everybody is okay and quickly gets up. Boswin bumped to the inside by Houdini herself.
Boswin, an incredibly strong skater, gets right back up, takes on the Canadian blockers there at the front.
Okay, well, the jam clock is at 41, or 37 now. The period clock at 47, so there's 10 remaining seconds after this jam expires. Should Team Canada choose to run the jam the full length.
Houdini still with the star, but collecting on those passes now. A low block or a multiplayer call on number 16, Bloody Owl.
Candy Crusher with the bump out on Boswin, and that's matched by Great Britain's pivot, Marnie Muvova. So both teams really starting to lock down defensively at the end of the jam. It is called. 5 more go up for Team Canada for 22 points. Looking whether any additional points went up on the Great Britain side. 8 for Boswin there, and we have an official, a timeout being requested by Team Canada. They want one more jam.
Yes,
They're
they
gonna
do.
get it.
So that's the little switcheroo for those who are just joining us. Of course, you're watching the 2018 JRDA World Cup. You're seeing Team Canada versus Team Great Britain in their first games of the day, and they are fighting for a spot. But we can say confidently Canada will be moving on in that bracket to face Team USA East. That's going to take place at around 1:15 this afternoon Eastern. And then Team Great Britain will take on Europe at 3 o'clock.
Okay, so plenty of action yet to come at the culmination of today's proceedings. We will be awarding gold, silver, and bronze medals, and this will undoubtedly be the, well, probably undoubtedly be the final jam of the game.
And we do see that Great Britain could actually stop Canada from getting past the 400 mark here. Maybe, but we have a bizarre call happening here. Oh.
Well, it was Giraffic Jam with the star. Lead jam going to Sarah Seidel, and Sarah Seidel in a very sportswoman-like fashion will call off the jam rather than adding to the point total, and that is a game, and that is something that I really have to say good on you, Team Canada, for getting that lead and just saying, okay, that's the game.
Yes,
we
and
win.
I know both of these teams have been friendly off the track, all the teams mingling and getting to know one another.
That's true. It's a really nice atmosphere here in Feasterville. The fans are appreciative, and the skaters are glad to be here, glad for the competition. Speaking of the competition, Deathnella, coming up next, we're going to have Team Australia versus Team USA East.
Team USA West.
Team USA West. Okay.
It's okay for the confusion because there are number 1 and 2 seeds, West in front, East.
Okay.
And if you didn't catch that matchup yesterday, 9-point difference between those USA teams. So they are pretty evenly matched, to say the least.
Yeah, so Team USA East will now play Team Canada after that game.
Exactly. So there's a game break for those watching at home. Of course, thank you so much for joining us, Twitch TV/WFTDA. Just hang around here because we have way more roller derby coming up.
This is the place. This is the time. It's the 2018 JRDA World Cup on